everybody, Miss Lavoie here. So in this video, and depending how long it goes, I might have to make more than one, but we are going to review the December chapter. But before we even do that, I want to go over some misunderstandings that me and Miss Sober Stevens talked about. Okay, so Mrs. Baker, we're going to start with number one. Also, if you want to pause this video, this document is in Miss Post's class, right? 7A support. So this is where you can find this document if I went down to here, okay? And here it is. Okay, perfect. So, November. This was a tough chapter. A lot went down. Here are some misunderstandings that Mrs. Sober Stevens sent me for clarification. Mrs. Baker believes that even monsters like Caliban deserve a happy ending and that defeat can allow us to grow. When she is talking about Caliban, she is not talking about the rat, right? She's talking about the play that Mrs. Baker and Holling are reading together. The Vandals are targeting Vietnamese refugees like my T and telling them they are unwelcome because they falsely believe refugees are part of the Viet Cong, the enemy of soldiers in Vietnam. This couldn't be farther from the truth and is intended to show the racism against refugees. So, this is super important, okay? Because we're going to see how this mindset is going throughout the book, and how terrible it is, and how it's also affecting others. The quality of mercy is not strained is intended to mean that sometimes in life there is no mercy, or sometimes people have a hard time showing it. Examples: Mr. Biggio's death, the vandalism of Catholic agency, right? So these two kind of fall in together, okay? Because this is how people are acting towards people dying, because they don't know the truth, right? It says this couldn't be farther from the truth. So this is just a lot of points that you will see going on through the book, that there shows to be hate. And it's terrible. It's really sad. And Holling starts to see that as well. So let's go to December. So my videos did get deleted of me going through the reading, but let's recap, okay? So I got a lot of these ideas from the questions, the December questions, these ones. Oh, sorry. Okay, 1 second. December reading questions, okay? So here are some points I thought would be helpful to go over. On page 76, Holling's father once again brings up work. He's asking Holling about the play and who is in charge of the play. It makes a connection to the people in charge and his work. His meaning Holling's father. So that point is saying how Holling's dad on page 76. So if I were everybody, I would go to the Wednesday Wars, right? And let's look on page 76. And they have white feathers all over I'm on the top. Page 76. Yes, she said, but it will be cute. They'll sort of wave in the breeze when you walk. I still can't get over it. My son playing Shakespeare. They're yellow tights. I'm playing a fairy. If this gets out, I'll never go back to school. No one from Camillo Junior High will be there, and even if they were, everyone will think it's cute. I tried my father. I handed him the tights while Walter Cronkite was announcing new bombing in Vietnam. I thought they might catch his eye, even though this CBS Evening News was on. They did. You're going to wear these, he said. That's what they want. Yellow tights with feathers on the, yup. Whose idea is this? Mr. Goldman's idea. My father tried looking away from the yellow tights, which wasn't easy, since they were the brightest thing in the room and tended to draw the eye. "Mr. Goldman," he said, "I think you've heard the rest of this conversation before." So let's pause. When Holling says, "I think you've heard the rest of this conversation before," he's referring to how he reacted when he had a problem with Miss Baker. This is how he's reacting now about Mr. Goldman, right? So then he continues. "Yes," I said, "the Benjamin Goldman who belongs to Goldman's Best Bakery?" "I guess that's the one," I said. My father looked at the yellow tights again, sort of shielding his eyes, and considered. "The day might come," he said finally, "when Goldman thinks about expanding his business, and then he need to hire an architect. Dad, maybe one that he remembers doing him a favor." "I can't wear these," I said. He handed the tights back to me. "Wear them. Just hope that no one from your school sees you." So, Holling's searching for his dad's advice, and pretty much his dad is like, if you wear the tights, then I can possibly get a job in the future. So you're going to wear the tights, right? This goes with number one as what's the advice. And then with the parents not attending the play, that is in a separate